Okay, then in this video we will discuss the structure of our Django project, and then I will show you how to set up an application in Django. So let's quickly discuss the difference between a Django project and application. So in the previous video we created our Django project called Austral Cultural Heritage or CH project, but we didn't set up our application yet. So now let's quickly discuss the difference between them. So in Django, a project is a Django installation with some settings in it, while an application is a group of modules, views, templates, and URLs. So for now, don't worry about modules, views, templates, and URLs. For now, just understand that Django project may consist of one or more applications. Okay, so for instance, let's say you are creating your website. So website will be your Django project, and then within that Django project, you can create one or more applications. So for instance, you can create a separate application for your backend and a separate application for your front end. Or your backend may include several applications. So it doesn't necessary to have one application for your backend and one application for your front end. So you can have as many applications as you want. Okay. So now let's discuss the structure of our Django project. So which we created last time. So this is our Django project, and if you open up this project, so you will see that there is another directory called Austral Culture Heritage Project, which is exactly the same as our main directory or main project folder. All right, so it's kind of strange, but that's how Django sets up a project for you. So, and if you open that Austral Culture Heritage project, you will see that there is a file called init.py. So this one, if I click on that, is empty file. Basically, this file tells Python to treat this directory, Austral Culture Heritage project, as a Python module. So that means you can refer to this module and import packages if there is any. Okay. So then there is another file called ASGI. So this is a configuration to run your project as ASGI, which stands for Asynchronous Web Servers and Applications. So for now, just don't worry about this file. Then there is another one called settings.py. This is a configuration file for your project. And as you can see, it already has some default settings like installed apps, middleware, etc. And later on, we will edit this settings.py. So for now, let me close this one. And then we have urls.py. This is a URL file. And in here, there is only one path called admin. So basically, URLs map paths like this one, admin or whatever path you have, to a view. So we will discuss URLs later on. So then there is another file called WSGI. So this is another configuration file, and this one allows you to run your project as a web server gateway interface. So, and I already ran my application, my Django project. I ran Django server. That's why I have PyCache in here. But if you didn't run your Django server yet, then you should not have this PyCache folder. Okay. So then we have DB SQLite, which is a database file, SQLite. Then we have manage.py. So manage.py is a command line utility to interact with your project. So that means, for instance, if you would like to run your project or stop your project, you use manage.py. Okay, so let's actually run our server. So let's open up a terminal, and right now I am inside Web-GIS Culture Heritage Project folder. So it's not this one, Australia Culture Heritage Project. That's why I cannot run this manage.py from this folder. That means I need to go one step further, and then I need to navigate to this Australia Culture Heritage Project, right? So if I say ls, you will see my directories. So I need to go to this Australia Culture Heritage Project folder. So, and I will do this like this. And now manage.py, this one, is available to me. That means I can run my server. And you do it by py manage.py and then run server. If you are on Windows, on Mac operating system, instead of py, you should write Python manage.py run server. Okay, so don't worry about this. It says that I have 18 unapplied migrations. That's fine. We will later on migrate them. So for now, let's open up this this URL. So it's gonna be localhost or 127.0.0.1, and then the port it's running on is this one, 80,000. So what I can do is just write localhost and then this. So you should see this one. If you see this one, that means you have successfully set up your Django project. Okay, so now let's create our applications. So we will create two applications. One would be for our backend, and another one will be for our front end. That means we will separate backend from front end. So that's why we need to create two applications, and we create applications by writing py manage.py and then start app, and then you need to specify application name. So in my case, I will call it Culture Heritage Backend. So that would be my first application. So as you can see, it created our first application. Now let's do the same, but this time around, instead of Culture Heritage Backend, I will say Culture Heritage Frontend. Front end, like this. So as you can see, it created a second application, call it Cultural Heritage Front End. Okay, so that's it regarding this video, and in the next video we will continue this session.